Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? I'm saying morning. I'm not too sure when I'm going to release this video, but hey ho, it's been a while, and I apologise. I have been crazy busy. I've been building the new Conversation Shed HQ. That's nearing completion now. Still a lot of sorting out to do and a lot of moving in to do in the house. But I'm hoping to get out on the coast soon. I'm hoping to get back out soon. If not, it'll be the 15th of September for the match done by Mark Tong. Quids in again. Quids in. Mark Tong is doing another charity match. I'm hoping to take part in that. But today is something very, very different. Me and the missus have been out on the canals and rivers. And completely clueless as to what we're doing. We've got ourselves some medium to cheap setups. And yeah, we've been throwing lures around with very little success, I'm not going to lie. But I think a lot of that has been down to us being complete newbies, getting perhaps the wrong size lures. It's specifically lures that we're looking at. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. I'm doing an unboxing. Now, this is not a paid unboxing. I bought this with my own money. I did reach out to them, Predator Tackle. But as of yet, haven't had a response. I will send them this video. They're free to do with it whatever they please. If they want to put it on their Facebook, on their YouTube, if they want to link to it, if they want to contact me, please do. Contact information I'll try and put at the bottom of the screen. But without further ado, we'll roll my little intro. I think I'm going to need to do a new one as well for this kind of thing. But we'll roll my little intro and we're going to get into the Predator Tackle Perch mystery box. See you in a sec. Now, apologies, I don't know what the sound is like in here. To me, it's a little echoey, but I'm trying the new microphones. I'm not using the onboard microphones, so we'll see how the audio is on this video. I might have to do something with regards to putting something on the walls to help dampen it. We thought that a lot of the echo would be taken out once we moved the office in here and a few of the 3D printers and things like that, but at the moment, still a little echoey. And it's still not finished. I've got to have electrics properly put in down here and have some networking properly put in down here. So, yeah, it's there's a lot still to do. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to get into... Now, this is the Predator Tackle Perch Tackle Box. Mystery box. Bought with my own money. In full disclosure, I did reach out to them ahead of time. I was going to buy one anyway, but I just fired them an email, said, look, I'm going to do a video on one of yours. Do you want to have a chat about it first? Didn't come back to me, although they did ring me, but I wasn't sure if that was about my order or about something else, so I don't know. Their communications otherwise, with regards to my purchase and everything like that, absolutely spot on. I did reach out to them a couple of months ago to ask for some advice. They weren't really that forthcoming with regards to advice. But I actually spoke to Mike from Mike's Rigs with regards to my kit, my rod and reel selections. And I also got them from Predator Tackle. So once again, my own money, not sponsored, but it seems like a reliable company. They've got a massive range of stuff, absolutely massive, and they had what I wanted in stock when I wanted it, so that's why I ended up going with them. So anyway, enough plugging for Predator Tackle. Let's get into the Perch tackle box, Perch mystery box. Now, this is the biggest one, and there is a product in here that isn't included. I ordered on the side. This is the Leviathan. This is bundle 4, so it is the biggest one. So if you're going to go and order this, it does cost £100. You lure fishermen out there are going to be able to tell me whether or not it's good value for money. We've done a sort of rough add up, and it really does seem like you're saving around about £20 to £30, depending on where you'd buy some of these from, and also depending on, because there's a lot of stickers. Now, we like as stickers, don't we, as fishermen? But depends whether or not they've associated any value to that. We didn't associate any value to this. In fact, what I might do, if I remember in the edit, what I'll do is for each one, I'll put a price on the screen. Well, no, I'll not put a price on the screen. I'll keep a running total on the screen as to what I've been able to find these baits for selling for individually online. But yeah, there's a big sticker pack in there, so I'm not sure if they've associated any value to that. But this box, if you were to buy it, would be £100. So you guys will have to tell me whether or not you think it was worth it. But let's crack on, let's start. So first things first, we've got a 7cm golden swing ball from Fox Rage. I believe the concepts of these boxes do change, so it's not always going to be the same. I believe they're seasonal. They do change them to the time of year, so it's not always going to be the same. This is the one that I got, and I just wanted to show you to see whether or not you thought it was good value. So that's, yeah, floating creature baits, some swing balls. Already, I actually bought some of these before ordering this box. I've already had some success with those, so I know they work. There is some Ilex Magic. What are these? 3-inch ringworms, 77mm, so nearly 8 centimeters. These look kind of like the swing balls, but with different tails on them. These are also, the entire box is not soft plastics. We've got some really heavy, now these are massive in the United States, Guggen baits. One of my favourite YouTuber, one of my favourite sort of non-English, non-European YouTuber that I like to follow is Lojo, and he has a lot to do with Guggen baits. But they're absolutely massive in the United States. This is their rattling chunk. Don't know if you can hear that there, but they're rattling. There's no size on them. Oh, 2 3/4 inch. So what's that? Around about 3, 6, 7, around about 8.5 centimeters, there or thereabouts. Yeah, around there somewhere. I'm terrible with conversions, but I'm going to give these a go. I think these are going to pick up. Chances are these are going to pick up pike more than they are perch, especially in the waters around by me, which is fine with me. And this is their colour. I think this is the Pure Passion. No, Blue Baby. There is a bit of flake in there. I can see that through the light of the camera. Next one. So there is a fair bit. I'm going to try and speed up a little bit. Western Creek Raws. These are going on a jig head or on an offset hook. Western, this is a 6.5 centimetre. And these are centred with anise. That's interesting. So they're centred. 6.5 centimeters, 2.5 inches, 6 pieces. So, oh yeah, that's empty. Western Creek Roll. Try and speed things up a little bit. Gunky Mosquito 110, 11 centimeters. So for me and this pack, one of the bigger soft plastics. I think you'd probably use these as a tail on a spinnerbait. But once again, chime in the comments down below. This is another aspect to my fishing journey. This is something I'm trying to learn. So feedback is greatly appreciated. Does look as though they're in some sort of oil. So I'm assuming these might be scented as well. There is a face on them. So assumedly you can... yeah, there's a slash in the back. So they'll take an offset hook. And of course, if they'll take an offset hook, they will also take a regular, what is it called? Jig head hook. So, yeah. More creature baits. So we've got some Z-Man hot craws in 2.75 inches. So once again, we're around about the 6 to 7 centimeter range, somewhere in there. That's the Creek Raws. I'm not sure if the light's actually giving enough to show you the flake inside. But, I mean, these guys, they're really pretty. These are sort of a red through a yellow towards the claws. And once again, could be used as a spinner, used as a bait on its own, used as a Carolina rig, Texas rig, Ned rig apparently. So yeah, all sorts of good stuff there. Staying more creature baits, the headbanger. This is the banger lizard in 3-inch. So these are obviously meant to look like a lizard. Once again, I think these will pick up pike around by me. I don't know if there's perch big enough to take things like this, but once again, they've got the slash in the back, so they'll go on a both a drop jig head, not drop shot, a jig head and a, go on, tell me, weedless style. Let's call it weedless style. Shad tees from Westin. I've seen a lot of people in UK waters using these. These are the 9cm shad tees in orange snow. Are they UV? Doesn't say they're UV. So these don't look like, can I open them? Not packet sealed. Don't look like they've got a slit down the back. So these are more designed for jig heads, as far as I'm aware. Chime in the comments down below. Please do talk to me. Please do let me know. This is more sort of what I'm interested in. This is sort of more the size I think is more relevant to where I'm fishing. This is the Kofi UV Perch. Really pretty, purple yellow with a blue flake. In fact, they're called Purple Rave. And these are a 7cm number 2 jig. I don't know what that means. Kofi Perch by LMAB. Same brand as my rod. And these, I think, that's going to be my next bait. That's going to be the next thing I'm going to play with. We've got some more stickers here. So we've got OMTD hooks, business card for Predator Tackle. Lots of range of stuff in there. What else we got? Another card from Predator Tackle sticker. A St. Croix, best rods on earth. Wow, that's a bold statement. A Spro. Like I said, I don't know if they've associated any value to these stickers. An LMAB, another Predator Tackle, excuse me. Just had my lunch and it appears to not be settling. So we're still going, we're about to get into what I think is the expensive stuff, but we've got Mollix Stick Flex 2.75 inch in gold AU. UV active as well. I don't know what all this UV active stuff is. It doesn't appear to glow in the dark, but that's just a straight gold worm, I suppose. Might be another thing worth having a go at with the perch. Although this is the perch pack, so you would expect that. Now, you do get, and apparently it's a relatively new thing in this country, is being able to pick up baits in 1s and 2s in tackle shops. So I went to Bobco in Leeds the other day, and they had so many loose baits. It was unbelievable. That's what I ordered separately. It's just a magnet to help me to clip my net onto my bag. I'll leave that out. Anyway, that's not part of this box. Come to that. So there's all these little guys here. These little, I mean, the experienced guys will be able to probably tell what these are. That to me looks like a take on a perch. A really tiny stickleback. Looks like it is to me. Perch again, or maybe roach fry. There's loads of little. That looks like a little trout. That actually could be a little zander or a baby pike fry. Sorry, not baby. A bit nondescript paddle tail. Another little minnow stickleback. I think that'll be really good actually once the waters clear up after this rain. Another little perch styler maybe. Another little stickleback. I think a lot of these little singles are going to be really good. I'll just put those back in the box. Moving on, trying to keep going. There's a lot here. Some little 4-gram Craft Cannibal, 6.5cm Craft Cannibals from Savage Gear. Free sticker inside. You get a lot of stickers. Free sticker inside. Now these look absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant to me, these do. They look really, really, really realistic. They look really good. And I think that colour scheme, that pack of colours, is going to be really good when the canals are clear. Because they're sort of the browns and the natural colours of the fish. Whereas when the canals are whipped up a little bit, that's when you want sort of these guys, the bright colours. Once again, chime in the comments down below, let me know. A Westin Buzz, oh, that is glowing. A Westin Buzzbite. Now I think these are the more expensive baits. It's a 5 centimetre, 6 gram suspending buzzbite lure. It's a crankbait, chartreuse blue craw. And suspending, apparently it says on the back of this box. So I guess hopefully that means that it sinks, that it's neutrally buoyant to a degree. It sinks to a level, and then you crank it, and it's not lipless. It's got quite a big lip on it, so it'll dive, it'll come back up, then it'll dive and come back up. I think that's how you fish with a crankbait. It's not got a rattle. It's just got trebles on. I do crush my barbs, so let me know whether that's the right or wrong thing to do. I think Wakefield Angling Club, of which I am a member, I think Wakefield Angling Club says that you have to crush your barbs. But I've done it anyway, so I have been crushing my barbs as I've been trying out new lures. Then we've got a Mollix compact blade jig armed with VMC. Is that a hook brand, a hook type? I don't know. I'm not too sure how well these colours, but this is a Spanish craw style. I think that should be really good. And from what I see when the Americans use these guys, oh, it's weedless as well. It's got the weedless bristles on it. That I've seen people use these with a tail on them, so that they'll add this. So they'll have this, and then they'll add that on the back end of it. So that'd be interesting to play about with. Then we've got a Gunky Boomer, which does 2 types. So you can use it as a steady retrieve, or you can use it as an up-down diver. Interesting. But yeah, looking forward to doing that. That's 14 grams. Flashing and vibrating. Oh, sinking. So yeah, if you're not constantly winding, it's just going to reach bottom. Oh no, sinking 0.1 meter to 1.5 meters. Does that mean it sort of has a buoyancy to it? That's interesting. And then the only other thing, and I suppose you could if you wanted to, or it looks like you could just, I could have just taken this box and used it and unboxed it at the side of the water and been able to fish. Some jig heads in there, some finesse shrooms in a 1/15 of an ounce. Okay, some finesse shrooms, chartreuse. I don't know whether or not the high vis actually changes much or affects much, but that's the sort of hook size I was looking for, so I'm glad they came. And just some standard jig heads. I don't know if it's their own, whether they've made their own. There's no branding on them. They look like, from sea fishing, they look like 2 O's maybe, 2 noughts, 2 O's. And that's it. That's everything. That's a lot of stuff. I tried to get through that quickly with trying to keep the waffling down, but there's so many questions I want to ask. But yeah, whilst I'm editing this, I'll try and keep a running total. But as of right now, I've got no idea how much all that stuff is worth. So please let me know. What do you think? Is it worth it? I will have an actual total as of prices of time of filming. I'll use their own website, so I'll try and get the prices from their website so that it's prices relevant to them. Because obviously, you know, you could put that into eBay and it could come up £3 cheaper because it's somebody selling it that's never used it, that's having a clear out. So to try and keep it fair, I'll use a shop's prices if it's Amazon, which I'll try not to do. But I'll try and use Predator Tackle. If I can't find it for sale on their website, I'll try and use the next best thing. But I'm interested, actually. I'm looking forward to editing this. I'm interested as to whether or not it's going to, whether or not that value's there. Because I don't know. I don't know. We've done it roughly in as heads based on what we've seen in tackle shops and the values there. But we're going to have, I'm going to have to go through and tot these things up manually. So what do you think? What do you know? What do you know? Is there many lure fishermen that watch this channel? Is it something you're interested in me producing and putting on this channel? Or is it something that you guys would rather see on a separate channel? I'm quite happy with all of the above, quite frankly. I mean, I'd love to not have to set up another channel. But yeah, and by the time this goes out, I'm hoping to at least have a lure fishing session on the channel. So I'm hoping to already have some feedback as to what you guys think. But it's a question I'm going to be asking for at least a few videos before I really settle into as to where I'm going to put this content. I'd really love to not have to set up another channel, because One Man and His Rod is a diary. It's not necessarily just about sea fishing. It is about anything to do with fishing, as far as I'm concerned. There are certain types of fishing which hold no interest to me. Carping just doesn't hold any interest to me. But certainly river and canal, you know, wild fishing does intrigue me to an extent. Lure fishing is something that's really intrigued me for years and years and years. And I would love, I did actually reach out to some American YouTube channels to see if they'd be interested, if I could get to them in taking me bass fishing, because I would love to do that. But one of them got back to me saying that they can't do it at the moment, but they might look at it for next year. But yeah, lure fishing I enjoy. I may purchase a waggler setup. But yeah, carp and feeder, that kind of thing, just, it's not for me. It's really not for me. I'm just going to make sure the camera's still rolling. It is. But lure fishing, the walking the canals, walking the rivers, things like that, it's, yeah, it's more, you know, the thing that puts me off carp fishing, there's a lot. I mean, you think sea fishing has got a lot of politics to it. Carp fishing is crazy. I know pike fishing is pretty rough. And sorry guys, camera overheated and turned off. I was still connected to my phone. And anyway, make this quick. Yeah, the politics I'm not going to get involved in. Pike fishing, you know, I won't be giving away locations. I'll be giving, you know, I'll tell you what canal I'm on, but I'm not going to say exactly where I am. If you guys can figure it out, great. If you want to know, message me. I'm not going to keep marks a secret from being messaged. But I know that, yeah, I shouldn't be putting them out there. And I know that sort of flies in what I believe with the sea fishing. But yeah, guys tend these marks. Guys look after them. Guys feed them. Guys maintain them. Guys put a, you know, constant years and years and years of pruning and preening and management into some of these pegs. So I shan't be giving away direct locations, but you can message me and I will tell you. But yeah, you know what I mean? I'm not going to make it so easy. I'm not just going to give GPS coordinates to the locations like I have done in the past with sea fishing. So I'm going to try and keep in the good graces of the canals and river fishermen. It's going to be difficult, I know, but I'm going to try. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to call it quits. I'm not really wanting to get into all that. I'm just going to try and keep my nose clean, which for me is difficult because I like to say my bit and I like to call a spade, and I like to call out crap. But when it comes to the freshwater, I'm just going to try and keep it zipped. A lot of you just go, hey, he's keeping his nose out. Yeah, fair enough. But that is the Leviathan lure box from Predator Tackle. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Was it worth the price tag? Those of you that know where I am know I'm in the West Yorkshire waters. Is it going to work? Do you know them? Have you tried them? Have you got any areas I can fish that you're happy for me to film at? Let me know. We've had about 3 or 4 hours out on the water. I've successfully caught one perch, decent size, but one perch. In fact, I'll put a picture up. So yeah, that might have been more of a fluke than skill. But I think that day we were using lures that were too big, hooks that were too big. So it's just I'm just building up that tackle box and learning. But we've got lots of exciting content planned for when it comes to this style of thing, because it's something that we can have a lot of fun with. We can have a lot of competitions with. The missus is really enjoying it, so you're going to see some 1v1s between me and the missus. We've been spitballing ideas, so you have to let me know what you think. But we've sort of been thinking, shall we do 1v1s where you guys, the community, get to pick a forfeit for the loser in the comments of the video, and we will do that forfeit at the start of the next 1v1. But also the loser will also get sort of a bit of a boost, bit of a bonus. So the loser will get the chance to start fishing half an hour earlier, or we'll get first pick of the lures, or we'll get to first pick of the locations. I don't know, something, just throwing about ideas. But if this is all content that you would like to see on One Man and His Rod, please do let me know. Ta-ta for now. Stay safe. As always, tight lines. All the best. I'll see you later.